What's going on, everybody? Rebel Ears YL here, joined with Rebel Ears Ray, and we're bringing you another episode of the Rebel Ears Podcast.
So today, we're going to be talking about a few things. First off, Happy New Year's for everybody right now. Today is the second day of 2021, and so far, we've been focused on the first day.
Definitely. Just like we were saying in the recap episode and the New Year's episode, man, we've been working pretty hard already. We already had our goals set, and we already knew what we wanted to do last year around probably October, November. So we've been putting that in place for a good little while, and it's already starting to pay off for us. We've been having a nice workflow to start the year off.
I agree with that, working, 2 to 3 months before the end of the year, just so when the new transition of the year coming in, 2021, for us, we already been mapping out for a few months ahead, just with the website, the ebooks, the packs. There's a lot of stuff on the website y'all should check out at rebelears.com. And don't forget to check out the podcast and the articles too. Shout out to YL for being the chief editor of the podcast. The blogs, yeah.
Definitely. You guys just go check it out, man. There's so much content, so many things we have for you guys. It's like you said, it's free content. It's things that you can purchase that actually come from experience and different sessions and different things that we've worked on. I think that for the value that we're letting a lot of things go for, I think you guys really enjoy it, and you'll definitely agree that it's worth the money.
Yeah.
And even if you don't have the money, it's so many different podcast episodes, so many different blogs, and we're just talking about our personal experiences so far in the industry. It's a great read if you guys have time to read, or if you have time to listen to the podcast, please go do that.
Going back from past experience, let's take it back to when we both built Beyonce's formation stage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm trying to remember. I was doing the video wall. What were you doing?
I did staging, a small part of the staging, and then I also did the video wall also.
That video wall took forever.
Yeah, it was like a week-long process, and that was after the stage had got built. The stage took like maybe 2 to 3 weeks of still work. I think it was like a week of the stage, and then the following week we came in and put all the production in.
Yeah, the riggers had to come in early that was too much.
Yeah, it was crazy. I remember watching the camera operators. They were there setting up the cameras, and we had to build them a track because it was kind of like a runway, like a model runway, but it was more like a swimming pool type of deal for Beyonce where she was walking and kicking up all of the water.
Yeah.
And we had to build a track around that whole runway so the camera could get all angles. It was crazy just watching it come together. It was crazy.
Oh, yeah, and come apart. Also, for those who probably didn't know what I meant, riggers are actually people who go up like 30, 60, 300 feet in the air, hanging up, rigging motors, audio, lighting, LED walls. Like, they hang everything from above.
They hang everything, and all they have is a harness. Actually, I remember watching one of the riggers. We had this huge, tall truss. There's some of the steel work that built the structures of the stage, but it was on top of the stage.
Yeah.
Probably had to be about maybe 30 feet high, something like that.
Yeah.
Probably about 3 to 4 stories high.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually slipped off of it while we were taking a break, and everybody's watching him dangle from like 40 feet high, bro. It was crazy. He messed his ribs up. He had to go home that day and everything. It was like you don't really realize how many people and the type of work that gets put in for these artists that come through to do concerts in your city. And it's an amazing thing to see the setup, and then it's even more amazing to be able to actually watch the show. Like, it's crazy.
There was a few incidents where I've seen. There was one event, a guy almost lost his leg through a motor. What was it? The motor track?
Yeah. The actual motor itself.
Yeah, because it was turning and he wasn't paying attention and lost his footing. But good thing the operator was at the button right then and there, because if not, he would have lost his leg.
Yeah, definitely. It's a dangerous job,
Oh
man,
yeah,
setting up for those
you
concerts.
gotta be safe. There's this one guy who was always about safety. What will you load all the equipment in? What they call?
The road cases.
Yeah, basically road cases. Yeah, he was talking about if he got to stand on a road case, he would not get on it.
Yeah.
Especially, some people let go, it's still rolling off. I actually met a guy who was one of the gigs I was working with.
Hmm.
As y'all know, we're not putting no names in because we're not telling the companies or
Right,
the
right,
events we
right.
did. But a truss fell on the guy, like
Mm.
multiple. It was 4 lightning trusses stacked
Mm.
on each other, and it fell on him. He lived, but he was injured.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Yeah,
Like safety is probably the biggest part about doing, concert gigs. And anybody out there who's worked concert
yeah.
gigs or festival gigs, you guys know how dangerous it really is. I remember I did Cirque du Soleil
Cirque du
a
Soleil,
few
yeah,
times,
me too.
yeah, and the guy who was over the production, I guess like the production manager for Cirque du Soleil, they were like he was very strict. Like he was sending so many people home. You get caught on your phone, like anything to where you're not paying attention because the set was so extensive.
Oh yeah,
And when you're dealing with huge sets like that, you literally have a deadline. You don't have all week. Like some stages might take you a week. You might have a week. Some stages you might need to get that whole set, production, staging, special effects, everything for that concert or everything for that particular event. WWE Raw, all
yeah.
of these different things. That might be a 1 day setup where you have to set that up in 1 day. You working 10, 12 hours and it's 60, 70 people running around with hard hats on.
Oh yeah, gotta
It's
watch
dangerous,
yourself.
man, but it's amazing to watch it though,
Oh
definitely.
yeah, you gotta be safe. You gotta be safe for others because I used to drive forklift for all these different concerts and stuff, doing
Right.
it for multiple days. So there was an incident when I saw a guy get hit by a forklift because the guy wasn't paying attention.
Hmm.
And like things like that, I think about anytime I'm on stage building, because we see people fall off the stage,
Right.
we seen equipment fall on people. Yeah, it's all about safety to me, especially like one of my best events was when I was at Firefly for 2 weeks building the music festival stages. Yeah,
Yeah, I missed that one.
did you want to go?
It was an out of town gig.
It was Delaware.
Oh no, I wasn't even gonna make that one. I ain't gonna lie
Yeah,
to
it
you.
was it was in the boonies, man. It was like
Whew.
you all you see is cornfields,
Mm-hmm.
and then it was a big land that they was building the stage, different sections, and we was sleeping in a big tennis court. It was like over 60, 70 tents in there, man. It was crazy.
Yeah, I haven't done any festivals like that.
Yeah.
The best one we did do was Imagine Fest to me though.
Oh, Imagine Festival. Yeah.
Imagine Festival was fun. What was that, like 2017 maybe
Yeah, I think it was
in Atlanta? I think the
2017.
first year it was at
Atlanta. No,
the
it
Motor
was
Speedway.
yeah, Atlanta Motor Speedway. That's where we built it, and that's when we linked up with one of my good friends, Scott Free. Shout out to him. He had the Six Feather stage right next to the main stage.
Oh yeah. I remember. Yeah, definitely, man. Shout out to Six Feathers Clothing, man. Definitely.
Yeah, he always been a person to grind. Like a lot of people we know, stay focused on your goals. So shout out to him.
Definitely.
So back to the Beyonce Formation tour, because I'm trying to remember. You did the one in Atlanta, right?
Yeah, I did the first one in Atlanta.
Yeah. Oh, you
I
did
think that was before. It was actually, yeah, that was around the time they were about to tear down the actual dome, and they were almost done building Mercedes Benz, but it was at the original Georgia Dome.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to think how long of a breakdown it was, because I know they had like 3 different stages that be
Breakdown was
traveling.
probably like maybe I would say setup took maybe 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, something like that, just for setup. Breakdown probably maybe took a week and some change. I only did a few days
Yeah.
on the breakdown because I had other events that I was working that week too. So I think I only did like 2 days of the breakdown. Yeah, it was extensive, bro. I to be honest, after I was helped set it up And this was one of the matter of fact, this was one of the only concerts that they didn't let us watch when we set it up.
Oh
Every
yeah.
other concert, we're backstage or we're right at the stage and we're able to watch the concerts. You know, we see the artists backstage, different things like that. And this was like the only concert that I've ever worked that we could not watch. They literally locked us out of the whole dome. We're literally standing outside, and everybody's like, "Geez, we just wanted to see Beyonce real quick." We saw them come in backstage, Jay Z and Beyonce. We
Yeah.
saw them come in. I think like on a Sprinter van or something like that, or something, a limo or something. But that was all of the concert we saw, bro. So after that, I was just like, yeah, let me just go ahead and get this out the way so I can move on. So when she came back the second time, I was like, nah, I'm good on this event.
Yeah.
It was fun though. It was fun.
Yeah, I think I did it in Atlanta and Tennessee.
Mm.
I think Florida too. I'm trying to remember. I remember we traveled to Florida for some event at the Orlando Arena
Right.
where the Magic's play. But yeah, that was a good experience when it comes to a long process build. And I think they had two more stages of Beyonce Formation, right? They was traveling
Yeah,
while
yeah. They were 2 cities ahead of the
yeah.
tour. They would build. I think the guys who were building the stage, they came from like.
Who do the blueprints?
Nah, the actual guys who were building the stage, who were doing the steel work, they came from, I want to say, like Denmark.
No, they
They
came
were
from
all from. They were all
over
foreign.
they came from overseas.
They
Yeah.
came from like
They were cool too.
Netherlands, or they came from one of those European countries that like
Yep.
specialize in steel work. And their crew was so big and the production was so big that they would go 2 cities ahead. Like I know when we were doing the Atlanta one, they were already building the stage in Tampa, and it was another stage somewhere else.
Yeah.
And they like the guy was telling me like, yeah, we already got crews building both of those stages. I think Tampa was right after Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken. And that stage was already getting worked on. Like I said, it took a week, maybe a little bit longer than a week, just for the staging. That's just the steel work of the stage. That's not all of the cables, all of the, the power and the signal and the video
The
walls.
speakers, the audio.
Man, that production was, it actually
Lighting.
went down in history for one of the biggest productions ever, if not the biggest production ever.
Yeah.
I think they had the biggest video wall ever.
Yeah, it
and I got to
was.
work on that too, so it was cool.
Yeah, I think the second biggest I think I worked on was Metallica.
Mm.
I think because it was at SunTrust Park.
Oh, okay, definitely.
I think it was and okay, a good thing. Another thing when it came to the Beyonce event, because I think I'm trying to remember for that year, Taylor Swift was second. I think of the.
I want to say I did Taylor Swift and Justin Bieber that year.
I didn't do Justin Bieber. I did
They were
Taylor
both at
Swift
the
1989 when she did it at
Phillips.
Phillips Arena. It was Phillips Arena back then. Now it's State Farm.
Yeah, I did it. Yeah, I did it. I did her and Justin Bieber at Phillips, if I'm not mistaken.
I didn't do Justin.
Yeah, they were kind of like around the same time, or was it?
Yeah, it was.
Because I remember doing Selena Gomez. I did.
I did Selena
We
Gomez
can
too.
go on and on about how many different artists that we've been able to help set concerts up for. But I want to say Taylor Swift was the same year as Beyonce.
I'm trying to remember how many, because I remember Taylor Swift had over 40 trucks. I'm trying to remember how many Beyonce had. I think it was around that,
It
because
might
it
have
was
been
like,
more than that. Straight 18-wheelers, packed to capacity.
oh no, that's just the equipment. We're not talking about the steel work. Dang.
Right. Yeah. It was definitely like the hugest project I've ever been a part of. It was a bummer not to watch it.
Yeah, it was.
Man, even if I could have just stood backstage and just watched the screens just to see. Because, like, that was the fun thing about doing concerts. Like, you'll set it up, and then that same day, you're literally there watching it partake, and you might break it down that night. You might break it down that night in certain circumstances, especially places like Lakewood and Phillips and Energy Center up there up north. Different places like the smaller concerts, that's a one-day setup, breakdown the same night. So you actually get to sit there and watch everything that you were a part of setting up. I just wanted to see the production. I really didn't care about watching the concert itself.
Yeah,
I wanted
just
to
the
see
experience.
all of the smoke, all of the water, the the laser. I
Being
wanted to
behind
see
front
all
of
of
the
that.
house, seeing him work on the mix,
Watching the stage move and
yeah,
like, yeah,
the
I wanted
lighting
to see the
effects.
mechanics of the show, but it's all good.
So
I
you did
saw it on
show.
YouTube.
So you did show.
I watched it on YouTube, man.
Right.
I did, bro. It was amazing.
Yeah. So did you when we was doing the crew one, did you do show call?
I I might have did show call maybe twice. I did show call for Justin Bieber.
Mm.
I did show call for Justin Bieber because we had to, in the middle of the show call, we had to do something on stage.
Oh, switch the stage out from what was not the headliner, but
It was
the
something.
following act.
He had like a nice plexiglass stage that we had to wax and polish, but then we had to dry it off real good so he didn't slip, and it was like incline. It was a cool stage. I forgot. I don't know if we were switching out different sets before he came on the headline,
Yeah.
or if he had a break in his headlining. Cause I remember Usher being there. Post Malone was there backstage.
Oh yeah, when he was first popping, yeah.
Yeah. He came through on the bicycle, super cool. Who else was there? It was a female there also. I can't remember, but yeah, I think that might have been one of the only shows. And Cirque du Soleil.
Was it Turok? Was
Yeah.
it that one? Okay, yeah, I
Turok.
did that one. That
Yep. At Energy.
yeah, Energy.
Up north. Yeah.
Yeah, that stage was massive because it was like
The
the environment feel.
the craziest thing to me was the special effects.
Oh
Cause
yeah.
on top of the stage we built all of those like canopy type. I don't even know what it was called, man, but they were shining they were doing projection. They were doing
Yeah, off it.
video mapping. They were video
Yeah.
mapping off of all of these canopies that we put up to make you feel like you're really, along with the lighting and the special effects, like you felt like you were really. It was Avatar. It was Avatar.
Oh, Avatar.
Yeah, it was Avatar. It was Avatar.
Oh yeah. Well, no, Cirque du Soleil was Turok, but it was Avatar based.
Yeah, it was Avatar based. Yeah. It was still Tara. I got a T-shirt at home. Still.
I
have
don't know
it.
where my T-shirt. Oh wait, I might have packed it up. I got so many T-shirts, man. The one shirt I wish they did have was Kendrick Lamar from the
I don't
Dare.
think
I did the Damn tour.
Oh yeah,
when they came to
I know
for the-
that was dope.
I saw Travis Scott perform. Dope performance. I was backstage. Kendrick Lamar. That's when we was. I think I was on the forklift at the time, so I was forklifting stuff to the truck around that time.
Mm-hmm.
I was mad when Kanye West canceled his The Life of Pablo.
Yeah, and I want to say I was supposed because I know Beyonce was like one of my last tours
Oh really?
as far as concert wise. Yeah, you know how he got into corporate real heavy after that.
Oh yeah, me too actually.
But I want to say I agreed to do Kanye because this is all freelance, by the way,
You
for
did
the
Kanye?
listeners. No, I agreed to do it, but he
Oh,
canceled.
yeah.
And I took that as a sign. I was like, all right,
Yeah,
I'm
don't
done
go
with the
back.
concerts. I'm going strictly to corporate. And, hey, man, I've been corporate ever since.
Oh yeah, I like corporate. A good event was when the Super Bowl came to Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was working with, I think, Active.
Oh, yeah.
Active
yeah,
production?
Definitely.
Yeah, because of them, I was doing a lot of corporate. They was doing this Super Bowl at a building. Jermaine Dupri was there. DJ Greg Street was there.
Right.
The commissioner.
Super Bowl was super lit, man.
Oh yeah, I was working multiple events that week.
Event-wise, Super Bowl was, whew, I think I did like 112 hours total
Yeah,
with just like two different companies because I do my props and stuff like that on the side, scenic. I did a lot of scenic work for Fox Sports and Georgia Pacific.
oh you was doing multiple.
I can't remember. Fox was there the whole weekend, so I did
Yeah.
multiple Fox events that week for them. That was dope. My favorite corporate event was AWA, which was
AWA.
yeah. It was probably like 2018
Yeah,
where they did video mapping on these 20-foot wall flats, and
Yeah.
I put the wall flats up, just me and another guy, and everybody was like, that was when I've been doing scenic, but that's when I really started doing heavy scenic work for the AV industry for corporate.
I'm not gonna
And
lie.
man, it was amazing. I got
Yeah.
so many pictures and videos from that.
The best event I've seen, one of them is crazy. It was at the Georgia Aquarium.
Mm.
It was a private event for gay pride.
Yeah,
It was
the
very
aquarium
colorful.
is just a beautiful place to have an event,
Yeah, but the
regardless.
crazy thing, they hired somebody from, I'm trying to remember if it was from Japan, because they had a projector on the screen on the wall, and it was like animated, like surreal image that kept playing. It was like very psychedelic in a way.
Right,
I'm
right,
trying to
right.
remember what year it was for Pride Week, but I was working with Active because Active got a contract with Georgia Aquarium, and yeah, they was like hanging a lot of fixtures of like different spiraling rainbows, but it was like the projector also put images on it. So while it was hanging, you see an image forming. Yeah,
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, man. Yeah, I've done some few amazing things at
yeah,
Aquarium, Georgia Aquarium. That's a very nice venue. They have beautiful venues there, beautiful ballrooms rather.
yeah,
I'm trying to think another. Man, I've done so many. I can't even. Like at this point, they kind of like just gel in.
yeah.
Microsoft is always good.
Microsoft, yeah, I did that.
Google when they come to Atlanta at the Congress Center, that's always
Yeah, I was
those
always doing
big
that.
companies.
Yeah,
Home
corporate
Depot
events, yeah,
events. Yeah,
where they
definitely.
have Lady Gaga performing in Centennial Park just for Microsoft members. It was
Mhm.
crazy. It was
Mhm.
big.
Yep. Like even like Super Bowl. A lot of the parties that I was doing, even for like Fox Sports, they would just
Yeah,
have Future, Rick Ross, whatever rappers are in town. Of
yeah, I
course
was.
they gotta have entertainment, so that was always dope. I was making sure I was networking with
Yeah,
the AV companies while I was doing my scenic work. For those companies, I was networking with the DJs,
yeah.
and I was meeting people all the way from New York.
Oh yeah,
Production companies that was coming down from New York.
California.
Yep, just to
Yeah,
capitalize. Florida, I'm talking about Texas.
overseas too. There was multiple.
Yeah, just to
Yeah,
capitalize on the Super Bowl. That just tells you how big the Super Bowl. That was the biggest check I ever got in my life from
yeah,
a
me
nine to
too.
five.
Yeah, me too.
Definitely, I've never seen a check that big. I was like, it was crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Speaking of, I have seen Kendrick Lamar perform
Mm.
when I was doing the college football.
Hall of Fame.
Now it wasn't the Hall of Fame. It was which one? It was I don't think it was the Peach Bowl. It was in Atlanta. Kendrick Lamar performed at Centennial Park. It was halftime. And I remember I built the stage he performed on. And then also when I used to work at the Congress Center, I was at the VIP area helping out.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, we actually did. Oh, that's what I was for Super Bowl. We did the celebratory VIP party for the New England Patriots
Mhm.
for Robert Kraft, and it was on the top floor of the Congress Center. What was it? No, not the Congress Center. I'm sorry, America's Mark. America's Mark. It was like on floor 15, building 3,
Mm.
where they got the roof and all that. Bruh, it was. I was going crazy because I mean I really didn't care who won the Super Bowl, but I'm like, yeah, we doing the winning teams party. We had already got the contract with the Patriots team, but it was even better that they won because it's like, yeah, this the winning team party. Tom Brady's gonna be here, Robert Kraft,
Yeah.
all the big guys of their organization were there, man. It was dope, bro. I love Atlanta.
Oh yeah, I love Atlanta too. So many experiences.
Yeah.
So let's go back on our experiences when we was at SAE. You remember Red Tuxedo?
Yep. Right. Tuxedo on the mastering studio that was on top of Doppler.
Yeah.
On
Shout out to
top of Doppler
Doppler. Yeah,
Studios.
Doppler's not there no
Legendary
more.
studio, yeah. They got rid of Doppler, but definitely legendary studio,
Oh yeah.
man. I'm talking about legendary.
They had the SSL board, man.
Yeah.
A lot of studios don't even have that. You had to,
Not anymore.
yeah, because
They
that's
probably
a rare commodity now.
they probably sold them or got rid of them
I think they did
maintenance
sell it.
wise, but then kind of like the digital industry has taken over, so everybody wants the nice, colorful, lit up type of vibe in the studio. So now they put control surfaces and digital consoles and stuff in like that. But
Yeah.
yeah, nothing to ever beat the SSL. And any engineer will probably tell you the same exact thing.
Yeah, exactly. I think the SSL board there was like over $100,000.
Yeah, a lot of them were,
Yeah, I think they were selling it for 75.
especially the big one.
Yeah.
Yep.
The 64. There's one bigger than the 64 channel. There's like a 88 channel, I think.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah.
I know my favorite console was the I think it was.
If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
72. The what was it? 4000G SSL, 4000 plus G, something like that.
The
I
G
think
plus?
that was it. Yeah. The 4000. That was like basically the one we learned on.
Oh yeah.
The one we learned on, and I went to some other studio and was actually able to work on it again. I don't even remember the studio. It was in Atlanta somewhere. This was a while ago.
Was it
years ago?
I'm trying to think. Was it Astro Studios?
Never been to Astro. I haven't been to Astro yet.
Yeah. Thanks to Steve, I've been there a few times.
I did want to go to Loud House.
Where's that at?
I've never been to Patchwork.
I haven't been to Patchwork either.
I've never been to Triangle Sound. I'm actually like right across the street from Triangle. I was gonna go and talk to them about an internship. But
back in the day.
It was definitely back in the day.
Yeah, we
for me to intern now, it'll just have to be like
financially beneficial.
And if it's not financially beneficial, it'll
or at least
literally have
learning
to
from
be
the
like
top engineer
a
there.
win-win. Like I can't feel like I'm doing more for you than you're doing for me, because I just
Oh,
passed that level in my career. You know, we both started interning, so we respect the intern game. So don't think I'm saying that.
Yeah.
Definitely respect the intern game, but
Know your worth.
yeah, for me to do it, be an intern, like somebody would literally have to be my mentor, like.
Yeah.
Really, really introducing
When I'm
me
interning,
into some,
he's
some
there
new
just
level
like
stuff.
how Dan used to be on the couch. Like you ask him a question, he just be like, "Oh yeah, all you gotta do is." He was so simple with it.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Also, let's make a goal for this year. We go to Patchwork Studios.
Yeah, let's go. I was actually gonna book one of their production rooms just to go there and just kind of soak up that energy.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're not that young, but we're definitely not nowhere near that old either. So, you know, Patchwork is a legendary studio. It's kind of like a Magic City, right, to Atlanta. It's like the Magic City of studios to Atlanta, right?
Good reference.
Definitely. You know, like it's always legendary, but it's been so many other studios that compete with Patchwork nowadays that have popped up, especially with our generation.
Yeah.
And then our era of engineering. I've never really had to go to Patchwork to be like in one of the best studios in Atlanta. There's so many great studios in Atlanta, but I've always wanted to go to Patchwork.
Just the history of it.
Just the history alone, bro. Just to kind of feel that energy. It's kind of like Ali buying Death Row Studio.
Oh yeah, that was a
You know
big
what I'm
move.
saying? Like that. You make those kind of moves to soak up that energy and respect the history and respect the people that came through those walls.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, let's definitely do that. We're taking a field trip to Patchwork.
You been to Tree Sound Studios?
Yep, been to Tree Sound.
Okay.
So far away, but it is lovely.
Oh yes, it is.
I think I was in the H room. Shout out to Christian Ahmad. I was in there fucking with Christian, messing around with Christian.
Oh yeah, he is connected out there. Shout out to him.
Yeah. I think he worked out there also.
Yeah, interning.
Yeah. He probably was doing a little engineering and whatnot.
That's all he was doing. He was interning at Castle Hill Studios.
Great artist, man.
Yeah.
Great artist. But yeah, shout out to him. That's why I was at Tree Sound. They had an SSL in there,
Yeah.
and it was one of, I want to say it was the G room, the H room, one of those rooms, kind of like off in the back corner with the SSL. It was one of the rooms that Andre 3000 actually favored it because of like the ambiance and the vibe of the room. It
Mm.
was amazing, bro. Just being in there, I could just feel like, whoo. Like I don't know, you know what I'm saying?
Like
Like
the presence of Andre
you
is
step in
like,
there and you be like,
I see what he's talking about.
wow, like this is a real vibe for a studio, and
Yeah.
it's not. It doesn't look like a spaceship in here. You know, a lot of the new studios look like spaceships. It don't really give you,
Inspiration.
yeah, it looks nice. It's good for video shoots and things like that. But like for real deal singer songwriters, people like Andre, people like SZA and you know Badu, people that are really on that wave where they really sitting down, they really writing, real writers, Alicia Keys, people like that. You can kind of tell like, okay, yeah, this is definitely their type of room. Like this is the type of room you walk in and you take your shoes off and you sit in Indian style for a little while. You know what I'm saying? It's one of
Yeah.
those vibes, bro. It was lovely. It was a shout out to Tree Sound.
Yeah, shout out to them. I went in that room before too. There was a room, I think they had a Neve board. I try to remember. It was a small room that had just a 32 channel console. I'm trying to remember what brand, but
I don't know what room
yeah,
that was.
the A room, so massive.
Yeah.
Osborne,
Every A room in the studio is gonna be huge.
yeah, that's
Huge.
yeah. Shout out to Steve Habicki because he was always bringing me to new studios. Met him at Castle Hill Studios. He brought me out to like Tree Sound. He was working out of his studio. It was just a lot I learned from him. And then, me and Mike Will at Tree Sound Studios
Right.
around the time when Humble came out for Kendrick.
Oh yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope.
Matter of fact, we was at Astro Studios when Mike was getting his Grammy for Humble.
Mm,
Yeah.
that's dope right there.
Mhm.
Just kind of being a part of, certain histories and meeting, role models and different things like that. I think that always kind of lets you know, like, okay, I'm in the right space. I need to keep
Yeah.
going. I need to, and it's like a motivational, inspirational type of deal. Definitely, man. Just meeting different people from the industry at studios, just shaking their hand and just talking to them for a quick 2 to 3 minutes. It'll kind of like put you in perspective. Like, this is a regular guy. This is something that I can do. This is attainable. It's not.
Yeah.
This is nothing
It's
that
not
I
out
need
of
to
reach.
watch on TV and say, goodness, I wish I could do this. No, you really can. Especially living in Atlanta. I mean,
Everybody knows everybody.
bro, I saw a meme that said, in Atlanta, nobody's a celebrity. Everybody gets treated the same. And
It's
I
true.
mean, it's kind of true because, I mean,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
it's
What
so
up, man?
many successful people here, and it's like you see these artists and you see all these successful producers, and you can get in the same studio that Future was just in last night. You can get that same room. It's not exclusive to him. You know what I'm saying? And you see all of these people all the time to where it's like, oh, that's just so and so.
Yeah.
Somebody else might freak out. You be like, man, this is my third time seeing him this month.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's dope. Shout out to Atlanta.
So with the article, man, just thinking on from the first episode of the first blog on there, we've been talking on, mastering, templates, presets, vocal chain. Vocal chain is actually one of my favorite articles.
Me too.
Oh, really?
Because like I tell everybody, like, right, I get a lot of artists that's like, hey Lee, I'm about to build my home studio. I got, 5,000, 10,000. This is my budget.
Yeah.
What do you think I need to buy? And I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. And people might disagree. People might be like, he got a point. I always tell them, you already got your computer. You already got the correct Pro Tools, not the student version. But you got the correct Pro Tools. You got your computer already. You got everything you need. Only thing you got to do is buy hardware, plugins, monitors, things like that. I tell them to spend 60% of your budget, 70% of your budget on your vocal chain. Get you a great microphone. Get you a great interface. Anything less than the Apollo Twin, don't even buy it. And no shade to no other, companies or to no other engineers or other people who buy, because the Apollo is expensive for certain people. So it's
Yeah.
a lot of good interfaces that you can buy that's cheaper than the Apollo that'll still give you a great sound. So I'm not saying that, but if you're looking for the best standalone at home studio interface, everybody knows it's the Apollo.
Yeah.
This is something that's already known, so it's not like I'm up in Apollo. They're not paying for any promotion. But no,
But we have
I let them know
experienced the
to
Apollo.
get
Yeah.
your universal audio interface,
Hmm.
get you a great microphone. If you got
So
to spend 2,000 on it, and it's not really about the price that you're spending, you got to know, different microphones have different type of diaphragms. They
yeah.
have different patterns. So you got to know how your voice is. You got a deep voice, well, you need to be looking for a good microphone that has probably a large diaphragm and some type of bass roll off because your voice is so deep.
And it's a condenser microphone too.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So yeah, shout out to the Vocal Chain article itself, because if y'all
Yeah.
have not read it, y'all really sleeping on it, because everything starts with your vocal chain. Your
Yeah.
whole recording, your whole song starts with how you record it.
Yeah. And going off of what you said when it comes to the vocal chain, when it comes to microphones, like a $2,000 mic, he's probably talking about what, like the a Manly reference cardioid at
Yeah, I like the
the B
Manleys. I
room.
mean, it can be. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
lot of nice mics out there for 2,000, but it's a lot of nice mics for 800, for
Yeah.
400.
700, you can get the Neumann TLM 102,
Yeah, I
which
was about
I
to
got.
say Norman makes a lot of great mics.
U87, U47.
AKG makes great mics.
That's true. You can get one for like under 200.
Yep.
If you're on a
I'm trying to
budget,
think, man.
the Sterling ST55,
I'm about
I
to say
think.
Sterling make great mics.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a whole lot of companies, but like I tell anybody who asks me about home studios, I've helped set up a few.
Yeah.
As
I
far
helped
as
build a
like
few.
routing, of course you set your own up. So when it comes to home studios, which is matter of fact, let's just say this: you went and bought a satellite for your Apollo,
Yeah.
for your interface, so you already know how important processing and sound is that has to come in initially before it even touches Pro Tools.
Yeah.
You have to invest in those things. Your vocal chain, basically, that's what basically I'm talking about. Your vocal chain is what you're recording through before it touches Pro Tools. Pro Tools only records what your vocal chain is putting out.
Yeah.
You can record through plugins, but
You can have it wet, dry, effects, no effects.
exactly, like building your vocal chain is just A1, man. The right microphone, the right interface, and that's where it starts.
Yeah.
That's where it starts. The right interface, the right microphone will give you the right sound. I don't care if you're recording in your bathroom. Facts.
With the right plugins too.
Yeah, well, you're gonna need the plugins, but even more so, the engineers gonna need the plugins.
Yeah.
For people who just want to record themselves, you don't have to go spend $1,000 on plugins, because the plugins are really gonna be meant for mixing. If you go get the Apollo, it's gonna come in. It's gonna come with a couple preamp plugins.
Some legacy
Some plugins
bundles,
for your vocal chain.
So let's go ahead and go through our vocal chain list, because with me, I have two different vocal chains. I use the API with the Neve 1073
And this is plugins or
plugins. Yeah.
Okay.
I also did it at Castle Hill also before in the A room, but it's the API with the Neve 1073, and then I also use either the SSL E channel,
or the G channel, either one.
It's E
Both
or
of the
G.
channel plugins.
Yeah, I use one of those, the SSL.
Depending on what brand.
Yeah.
What brand of plugin you talking about?
Apollo.
E channel, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, the E channel going straight into the TubeTech CL1B.
Yeah. See, let's see. Plugin wise, I go into really everywhere I record already has like a vocal chain, because I really only record in studios for the most part. I record at home every now and then. So if I'm at home, I do it like this. If I'm at home on the Apollo,
yeah,
I'm going from the
Neve 1073, Manly.
It's a Manly.
It's a voice box, box.
I
The
don't know.
passive, the Manly passive.
I'm not sure. I can't remember, but I know I use Helio 69 sometimes as a preamp.
That EQ. Yeah.
I always use the precision channel,
Hmm.
which is basically like multi-band compression type of deal. And I really only use that because I'm in my room with no booth, no panels, no nothing.
So you
That's why I
gotta
really don't
control the
record at
space.
home.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, like, but in the studio, most studios are gonna have your outboard, vocal chain. So they're gonna have your Manley, they're gonna have your tube tech, they're gonna have API, a few different API EQs.
Yeah.
They're gonna have the Neve 1073, different things like that. But plug-in wise, I'll go SSLG channel waves
Yeah.
into a very, very, very light vocal comp. I don't like to compress too much coming into Pro Tools.
Take too much energy out that you
Yeah, and
least
then
expected.
not only that, it's like, in my opinion, compression is like one of those plugins or one of those effects that you really got to have control over. And
Yeah.
if you record through too much compression, it's really going to be hard to lessen that compression. You know what I'm saying? And then it can affect your mix to where you feel like you need to add a compression here, but I really can't add it because the initial one, was off a little bit. So I put a very, very light compressor on there. And sometimes I just use the SSLG channel compressor. Sometimes I won't. And that's pretty much it, man. Like that's my vocal chain plugin wise. SSLG channel sometimes by itself, and the vocal comp.
Yeah. Yeah. There's nothing like a good vocal chain if you know what you look for, dealing with the hardware and then the plugins itself internally.
A template is always nice, especially for those who deal with a lot of artists that punch in a lot. A template is always a great thing to have when you're recording. I build my templates to the room. Sometimes I build them to the artist, depending on how many times I work with that artist.
Yeah.
But if I got a new client and I've never recorded them before, I have a template for each room that I work out of at Castle Hill. I have a home template also, and then I have like kind of like a default template that I can use anywhere. Like
Mm.
anywhere I go, I know every studio that I'm at will have these plugins.
Your emergency
Um,
go tos.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I mean, it's very basic. Most of my templates are really just they're not really big on plugins. Like I have certain plugins on different channels, but most of my templates have something to do with routing.
Yeah.
Make sure my routing and my organization is already done, so I don't have to spend an extra hour and a half in the mixing process, renaming things, routing things. Like everything is already routed. All my inserts and my returns, and different things like that. All my auxes, different things like that. I will go ahead and all my inputs, my outputs, you know,
Yeah.
different things like that. Yeah, template would probably be the next most important thing in recording in my eyes.
Oh yeah, template is very important just so you can go to the session, get it open, and then having some specific presets within the plugins itself that okay, like you're gonna have to use a high pass filter.
Hmm.
So that could be one of your presets on your EQ. Of course, you're gonna need a compressor. When it comes to preset, you really don't need one unless because you don't know the energy that's gonna be given in the track.
Right, right. Unless you kind of know the artist.
Yeah, that's
Like
true.
if you know this guy is very laid back, every time he comes in, I have to turn his gain up just a tad bit because he's not gonna. He's a
Be
real
all amp.
mellow type of guy
Yeah,
or a mellow type of woman. Then you can start to save presets. That's what I would say actually. Like I would say, build your template for the room, but then build your presets per artist.
mm,
So under all of your EQs, you'll have this artist high pass, this artist low pass, this artist, clarity. You know, some he might be a little congested every time he comes in.
Yeah.
So you might have to pull out a lot of mud in his vocals to make it stand out more. So you can already have that preset. I know every time he come in, I gotta pull out from 420 to 480 hertz. Something like that. Yeah. Definitely save the presets per artist,
Yeah.
template per room, I would say.
And speaking of templates and presets, you can actually go to the website rebelears.com in the freebie section. You could get the mix template for free for Pro Tools. That's
Yep.
just to start off with a mix. It has no presets on there because it's all factory default, so you can at least see the start of having your own go-to template that we made for you.
Definitely. And I mean, like we said again, it's free. It's free of charge. So just go download it. Even if you're, because I'm gonna tell you one thing I learned about doing a lot of recording sessions. I've done so many recording sessions. It's ridiculous at a lot of different studios. So I had to kind of find something that was just common that I can work every studio. And one thing I would say about having your templates is you really need to make sure that your routing is done. So if you've been having trouble with routing, if you've been having trouble with just trying to order your plugins and have a real organized template that's is already done for you, all you have to do is press record and put whatever plugins that you want to add to it, but it's already routed, it's already organized. This template is definitely for you guys. And it'll also be something that you can go in and kind of learn how to already preset and already have your auxes and all of your returns and different things like that already routed. You know what I'm saying? It'll take you a long way if you just understand routing. So for those who don't know about routing and things like that, this is definitely a great free template that you can go download. And the preset packs, they are discounted. You download your free template, you go purchase one of the preset packs, and you literally have everything you need. As long as you have the plugins that come with those preset packs. But we basically giving you everything you need to go ahead and start off a successful session, recording or mixing.
Yeah, I agree on that. And then with the discount, it'll be a 30% off right now. The packs that we do have from 2020 is the Slime preset pack and the 420 preset pack.
Mm-hmm.
For 2021, I'm trying to think. We got so many packs that we're working on at the moment right now. Don't want to give any names, but just to let you know, yeah. For 2021, we're going to release at least probably, not going to put a number behind it, because if I say 6 and we do 8, we setting ourselves up for a higher number.
Right, exactly. There's a lot of preset packs coming. That's one thing that we geared up for last year.
Yeah.
And we also have a lot that were supposed to drop last year, but due to other reasons, they're already finished.
COVID.
Right. Due to other reasons, we haven't dropped them on the website yet, but they will be here this year. The beginning of this year, we will have a couple more for you guys. Producer packs, mixing packs, just whatever you're looking for, man. We got a lot coming, but if you are a fan of the preset packs, we definitely have a whole lot more coming. And shout out and thanks to anybody who's already purchased anything from us.
Yeah, thank y'all for, being behind us all the way when it comes to support, from financial, hitting us on, on social media about some information or just have a question. We do appreciate everybody who we come in contact with, anybody who has a question or just want to learn the steps it takes to get to the position we're at now, to the point that we're not looking for a handout from anybody when it comes to learning how to use the equipment,
right,
or having to use someone else's equipment since we invest in ourselves. We can show people the steps, but it takes, a person who's driven to put the effort in.
Yep.
To, make things possible. So with that being said, you should go ahead and sign up to the website right now. Go ahead and download the template. Go ahead and purchase the preset pack for a discount for 2 weeks. 2 weeks?
Yep, 14 days. It'll be 30% off. 14 days from the release of this episode.
Exactly.
It'll be 30% off for 14 days. Take advantage of it, please.
And then we're going to have something for those who's going to be purchasing the packs within those 2 weeks. We won't be telling y'all exactly what it is yet. We will put it on social media, and then we'll also put it on rebelears.com when we do announce it. Because I know with 2020, a lot of people was doing a lot of engagement on social media.
Right,
and
right,
we've been
right.
focused mainly on getting the website open so that traffic can go to one source that people can just, like, if they want to learn something or if they want to get more information, straight to the source, rebelears.com.
Definitely. Again, to reiterate that, guys, rebelears.com. You cannot go wrong. It's a lot of different things on there for free that is very informational. You can fact check it. You know, the things that we talk about, like I said, are things that we really know, things that can be vouched for within the industry from different people. And I want to leave you guys with one question. How did you start off your New Year's? That's the question I want you guys to answer for yourself at the end of this podcast. How did you start off your New Year's? Are you investing in yourself, or are you still talking about what you want to do and who you want to be? We have plenty of content for whoever wants to invest in themselves, even if it's for free, or even if you want to start, spending a few funds on your craft and what you're trying to be. RebelEars.com. You guys go check it out. Thank y'all again for another great episode. We love you guys. We appreciate all the support. YL here.
Right here. And for all those who's listening, thank you again and keep tuning in.
Rebel Ears. Pop, 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 pop.